Hey guys, I just want to get on here real quick and say how we live our lives, it really does matter. I attended a funeral on yesterday and I did not know her. I was there just to serve as a volunteer, as part of the church. She lived directly in front of the church and I'm not sure of all the background, so I'm not even going to talk about that. But I will say this: she was 89 years old. She had 9 kids, and I believe I counted 15 to 16 grandkids, and she had 36 great grandkids. Wow. Okay. 36 great grandkids. And I'm going to call her Miss Grace because after listening to her eulogy and being a part of the funeral, she had grace all over her. That's all I can say. Grace all over her. And I'm saying all of this is how we live our lives matter because what will people say about you after death? How will people describe you? What will they say about you? This lady leaves a legacy, and they just talked about how she just wasn't concerned about her family. Don't get me wrong, she went hard for her family. She prayed for them, she was there for them, but how she embraced the community and did for the community and for her church, and how she was just a blessing, and how she served in her church. The pastor told the story about her last Wednesday in Bible study, and he said how he was painting the floors and he was like, I'm not going to have enough paint. I think I'm going to run out. She came over with her Home Depot card. Now, this part made me chuckle because it made me think about my grandmother who's no longer with us. And I know my grandma, she would have her Home Depot card, but her thing was here's the money, pay my card off, because older people back then, they didn't believe in taking a balance over. Whatever they charged, they paid it off. They paid it off at the end of the month or whenever it was due. So he said she came over with the Home Depot card and she said, go get 7 gallons of paint, but you bring my card back. And he said he went and got the 7 gallons of paint and he took her back her card and he said, y'all not going to believe this. I was able to finish out the floors and I had enough left over. And he just talked about even when she was sick and, couldn't really walk or get up, she would send her offerings, her tithing over faithfully because that's what she believed. She had that faith that she believed that whatever God gives me, I'm going to give a portion back to him. That's how she grew up. And he talked about, not only was she like a fantastic cook, he said she could really throw down in the kitchen. He said, but she was talented in other areas. He said, she had a niche for doing hair. And it just made me laugh because she could put some candy curls in those girls' hair. They would come in and their hair wouldn't be done, but they would walk out looking like somebody. And it took me back to how my mom would press my hair and candy curl my hair too, and said she would put the candy curls in the girls' hair and they would come out swinging their little curls and feeling good. And it was just so beautiful just to hear how they paid homage to her. And y'all, the praise level, this was not no dreary funeral. She had a home going tamarines, the saxophone player, the piano player. Y'all, we praised God in there yesterday. God was in the house. It was beautiful. And I told the young lady sitting next to me, I said, if my funeral can't be like this, I don't want it. I don't want it. I'm like, this is beautiful. From the beginning to the end. We are to be there and celebrate with people and mourn with people as well. And I know it was bittersweet for their family, but nobody was, just totally lost it. They were still able to clap their hands, stomp their feet, and just give praises and glorify God, for longevity. 89 years old. Gosh, God was good. But again, it made me think, What will people say about you? What will people say about me? How we live our lives before people, it really does matter. So we still have time to get it right. We still have time to get it right. The pastor was just talking about, get your affairs in order. Make sure you have proper insurance. GoFundMe is not insurance. Make sure you're giving people their flowers while they're alive. Take care of your finances. Take care of your health to the best of your ability. Show some kindness, show some empathy. Mind the words that come out of your mouth. How you're talking to people. How you live your life matters. And the bishop, he was able to really speak to this because he was a little boy when, he met Miss Grace. So he was able to see her, as he grew up, live out her life in front of him. He saw her character, how she, walked the right path. I'm not saying she was perfect, but to be able to get up and speak from the heart like that, and you could tell it was coming from the heart. So she really influenced him. Will you have an impact? Will you leave an impact on people? Will you? Or will people just talk about how you were mean and nasty and you talk ill will, you cast people out, you had a negative character? What will people say about you? And some people thinking, well, I'll be dead. I don't care what they say about me. You should care. You should care what people will say about you. That's your name. That's your name. So, again, we still got time to get it right. We don't know what tomorrow holds, but for right now, in this moment, you still have a chance to get it right. So until next time, take care.